Hey, what's up, y'all? We're out in the garage today. Got a new project going on. A friend of mine asked me to try to make him a pancake style, slant style knife sheath for his Damascus folding knife. It's larger than a case top knife that I usually make. So we're gonna see what we can do. I'll show y'all what I got going on here. All right, here's what we're working with today. It's from the Real RILL Simple Tool Company. It's a Damascus folding knife. Pretty nice looking little knife here, but it's a whole lot different shape than the case knives I always make my sheaths for. These style right here, you can see it's a lot skinnier. This just goes down in there smooth, you know, in the pocket. It's got a lot of sharper edges and stuff. It's a little bit thicker, so we're gonna see what I can come up with. May have to do a maybe a wet format around it or something like the old school buck knife sheaths. We'll give it a try. Let's see what I can figure out. All right, I think I decided I'm gonna go ahead and try to wet form this one first. Since it's so thick and kind of awkward and bulky, I'm gonna wet form it, see if I can make one like that. So I'm gonna go inside and soak this leather up real good, and I'll be right back. All right, so all I did was soak this piece of leather for just a few seconds in a bowl of lukewarm water. Got it good and pliable and soaked up. Went ahead and saran wrapped the knife up real good. I don't want it getting wet, touching the wet leather. Then we'll just decide what we're gonna do here. Trying to decide which way would be best for the point to stick up. I think we'll go just like that. Maybe have it sticking out about that far, just big enough to grab the end of it. And we'll just start working it around it. All right, we got the wet form piece dried out. I can't think of no other way to do it, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this together. Then I'm gonna work from there to shape it out, cut it out how I think it'll look best. So anyway, like I said, this is just, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just making a video of how I did it. If you're a pro leather crafter, you're welcome to scroll on to the next video if this is cringe-worthy to you. Anyway, we'll let that dry, and I'll get back with y'all. All right, here's where we're at so far. Got it glued together. I'm starting to work out the design. You can see there, I've already got the hole started. We're gonna do something like that and cut it a slant across the top. So we'll get back with you and see how that works. If you're wondering why the leather looks a little different, because this brand new leather and it's so dry I couldn't hardly pull the hole punch, this thong and chisels out of it. So I oiled it up, then it turned a weird color. So hopefully it won't affect my staining and everything. When you're using new leather, I guess it's kind of best to do a little test practicing, especially when it comes to staining. But anyway, got all the holes all in there. We'll get it stitched up, then I'll work on cleaning up the outside and everything else. All right, time to go on with the dye before I stitch it up, since I don't want the stitching to get stained up. Just gotta take it slow. This leather dye, it'll run any crease or mark, it'll run to that mark and pretty much stop. But if you overdo it, it'll suck up onto the other side. I'm gonna do the center a different color. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all in a minute. Alright, just finished up my dreaded, most hated part of leather work, the stitching. Went with a copper color stitching. Kind of hard to see in this light. Pretty cool color found over at Tandy. Anyway, got it stitched up. Now it's time to work on the edges, get it all smooth and looking right. Having some issues with the dye. This new piece of leather I got's dyeing weird, so I'm going to have to go back, do a little more dyeing or something. It's got streaks and stuff. Anyway, it's coming along. I'll get back with you in a minute. Alright, it's time to clean these edges up. Alright, I got the edges cleaned up. Need to go back and revisit the dye. It's a new piece of leather and it's not acting right. And the more you mess with something, the better your chance you have to mess it up. Which I just did. I dropped it on the sander. Check that scratches out. I'm going to have to buff out. But anyway, so I'm going to put a little more dye on here, see if I can get it to even out, not look so mottled up. Alright, here's an even more nerve-wracking process. Filling in the letters. One little drop will run your 10 hours worth of work. And then the customer will be getting a solid black knife sheath. And I shake like a tree and fall, so that don't help either. If you put too much on there, if you get too much on your brush, like I said, it'll run. It's just like a wick. It'll run to the lowest spot and just take off running. Anyway, I'm going to turn this camera off so I can concentrate and get this done. I'll get back with y'all. Alright, here comes the next nerve-wracking part of leather work. We're gonna go ahead and dye these edges up. There's lots of different ways to do it. They make special tools, and some people paint them, and this is how I do it. Just need a steady hand and take your time. That's about the size of it right there. Just take your time. Use a Q-tip. Take a few of them to get around this once they start getting fuzzy, but that's it. I'll get back with you in a minute. Alright, it's time to slick the edges down. And yep, there's all different ways of doing this and methods and people. But what I'm doing is wetting the edges, taking my saddle soap, run it around it. I got me a piece of canvas I do nothing but slicking edges with. And you just work your way around your piece. Now start getting at that smooth, shiny look on your edges. Anyway, that's my version. Like I said, there's plenty others out there. I'll get back with y'all here when it's done. All right, here we go. There's our sheath all finished up. Came out pretty good, not too bad for first time trying this big knife. But anyway, here you go. If y'all out there trying to start leather work, just keep trying. It gets a little easier. Anyway, until next time, we'll see y'all down the road.